This just in from the mothership, Diana Rossini. The Bills quarterback Josh Allen will not start this Sunday. There is concern he will miss weeks, per sources. Okay. Nathan Peterman? Is Derek Anderson there, McLovin?
Yeah, they signed the veteran quarterback.
Oh, my God.
I'm not sure he knows the offense yet.
Does it matter?
Okay, I know everyone loves piling on Nathan Peterman. I'm not going to defend him, but have you seen Josh Allen's numbers? He was putting up a bagel against the Texans, too.
Did he throw a pick six?
No, but did he throw a touchdown? No, because he hasn't thrown any all year.
Is that team any good?
Oh, they're bad.
Yeah, that's the process there in Buffalo. I feel like Josh Allen gives you a better chance because he's more athletic, and maybe they're protecting him. You know, I saw the play; he got his elbow banged up there. I like what I've seen. You know, it's the embryonic stages for him, and you know he's Lamar Jackson. Those guys are projects there. You know, Buffalo went all in and went up high to get him. By the way, didn't Buffalo trade the 10th pick to Kansas City so they could get Patrick Mahomes 2 years ago? Is that right?
It's something like that. Let me double check that.
Because I was thinking about who did Kansas City trade with to get that number 10 pick? And I believe Buffalo traded that 10th pick to Kansas City so they could get Patrick Mahomes.
They might want, by the way, there's a new trend. Everyone's like, well, our team should have taken Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, you know, everybody's a fraud when it comes to this because no one saw this. No one. It's like Steph Curry. No, you know, this is what I hear. Oh, we had him on board. Oh, if they didn't take him, the Knicks were taking him. Everybody wants to make it seem like they're doing their homework there. Hey, we knew all about this guy. I don't believe that's the case with Patrick Mahomes. From the time that he was going to come out of high school into college and Texas was going to make him a defensive back to who else wanted him. He ends up at Texas Tech. Then all the, you know, we look at the competition or lack thereof on defense in the Big 12, and the numbers are watered down. And then going into the draft, we didn't talk about him. And then all of a sudden, somebody saw something with Kansas City and Andy Reid said, that's our guy. And they had Alex Smith on the roster, who played really well. So nobody saw this. Let's have that draft all over again, McLovin. Can you get that from 2 years ago? How different is it?
Wow.
If
I mean,
said
Mahomes
to
won.
Do the Rams take Jared Goff or Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, no. That Goff was the year before.
Three.
Mahomes. Yeah. It was Goff Wentz. The next year was Trubisky, Deshaun Watson, Mahomes.
Okay, so the Bears would take Mahomes over Trubisky.
Oh, and they certainly wouldn't trade a pick. Because remember that was the year the Niners fooled them into moving up a pick for Trubisky?
Would the Rams, if they had the opportunity, let's say it was Goff against Patrick Mahomes, who would the Rams take?
Wow.
Who would the Eagles take? Foregone conclusion, it's Carson Wentz, right?
It was that way.
Okay. But
I mean, things have changed.
Okay. And it changes year to year in the NFL. Yeah, Paulie.
If you go back, though, and look at the Patrick Mahomes draft profiles, they're not sure thing draft profiles.
No.
There's a lot of criticism about the offense he played in, a lot of criticism about his aim.
That he was he was too reckless.
Risk taker is used a lot. They all compliment his arm. They all compliment that he comes from a family that played pro sports. But a lot more people liked other quarterbacks.
Well, I'll go back because I loved watching the Big 12, maybe because there was no defense, but when you watched him play, there was this feeling of, and I can throw it there, or I can throw it there, or I can throw it there, that he sort of had his pick when he was playing. And I'll go back to that Oklahoma State game. And I think it was like 35-35 at a halftime. And it was just a shootout. It was just fun. But you couldn't deny his arm. Now, that's as good an arm as ever come into the NFL. Now, there have been a lot of great arms, but there's nothing else attached to those arms in some cases. You know, with Mahomes, you have somebody who has, I believe, a high football IQ and has more athleticism than we probably give him credit for. But then you have that arm. And the other thing that you have to factor in with young quarterbacks, how many quarterbacks would succeed in Kansas City's offense? You have dynamic players. Good offensive line. I got 3 game breakers there. I got a running back, a tight end, and a wide receiver. Tell me who has that. It's really, really rare. When I go into a game as the quarterback, I know that I have options. Josh Allen doesn't have options. He doesn't. Josh Rosen has limited options. You look at Baker Mayfield Jr. III. He doesn't have this kind of offensive makeup. So it's perfect for Patrick Mahomes. Mitchell Trubisky has some talent there in Chicago, but, let me see him in Kansas City. So I know that we want to go all in on Mahomes and say, oh, my God, we've never seen this before. It's rare when a young quarterback gets this much talent around him. Jared Goff has this much talent around him. If you put Jared Goff in Buffalo, how's he going to do? Patrick Mahomes in Buffalo, how's he going to do? See, that's the difference between success and failure in the NFL. Because I want to know the offensive line, and do you have weapons? Yeah, McLovin.
Well, also the coach, which you've talked. I mean, McVay and Andy Reid succeeded with every quarterback he's ever had.
A consistent coach, offensive coordinator helps immensely with these kids. And I think that that's really, really important here and shouldn't be lost on people. Mahomes has been great and in moments stepped up when the moment asked for him to be big, certainly in New England.
Look at Goff with Fisher, and then he gets Sean McVay.
Yes. But he did have a lot of this, he had a lot of those weapons. You still had Gurley there, but the offensive line got better. And then you got Sean McVay, who said, let's have some fun. Jeff Fisher's not an offensive-minded guy. How he stayed as a head coach this long or that long, I have no idea, because it just feels like his name was Jeff Fisher, 7-9. But with what you have with a lot of these coaches now, offensive coordinators, and the ability to put these kids in there and make plays. But Mahomes has as many weapons as a young quarterback has had in a long time. And now Goff has that too. And even Carson Wentz has weapons as well. Not the same as, Goff and Patrick Mahomes. But that's where you succeed. Eagles had a great offensive line. You had, some guys who made plays for the Eagles offense. That's so important as a young quarterback. And not everybody gets that option.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.